Hello and welcome to The Lineup. I'm your host, Loghan, and today I'll be speaking with Betty Dorsey. Betty is a sophomore communications major with a minor in business. She is also a member of the Villanova Club Pickleball team. She started playing pickleball a few years ago with her family and would play at home all the time in the summer. When Villanova created the pickleball club team last semester, Betty started going to practice and eventually joined the executive board. The team now goes to regional tournaments. So hi Betty, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
So how do you play pickleball?
It's a lot like tennis and ping pong combined, in my opinion. I kind of feel like it's like playing tennis with ping pong sized paddles.
Okay.
But like on a larger scale. Yeah.
And what goes into the actual game? How do you win? How do you play?
You win by getting, it depends on like the type of scoring you're doing, but you win by getting to like 11 points, and you have to like be serving to get a point. And you just like, we always like at the team play double. So you and your partner, you just have to make sure like you're serving in, and then like you just get points by getting the ball in and people not returning the ball that you hit.
And is the net as large as a tennis one or smaller?
It's slightly smaller than a tennis net.
Okay.
It's, maybe a few inches shorter. On certain courts, you can actually like just kind of shorten the tennis net and use that as a pickleball court.
Okay. And what kind of equipment do you need besides the paddles? Anything?
We have to use different balls for indoor play and outdoor play. So we need like balls, and then at Villanova we bring our own nets to the courts. We don't have like pickleball courts on campus, so we have our own nets, and we also have markers on the ground to show the boundaries of the court.
Okay. And I understand your team's going to nationals right now. How did you qualify for that?
We attended a number of regional tournaments, and after our last one, Duper, who runs the tournaments, they decided that they wanted to extend a bid to us because we have acquired a good reputation for our sportsmanship.
How many teams do you think will be at the competition?
There are going to be 36 teams in the closed bracket, and then there's an open division, like a challenger bracket, and that will be a much larger production. I want to, like, there are probably hundreds of pairs in that bracket.
And how long does the tournament run?
It's starting on Friday and will run to Sunday. So it'll be 3 days. It's about 12 hours a day, I believe.
Oh, wow. And where is it located?
Outside of Atlanta, Georgia, in Peachtree Corners.
So how did the Villanova pickleball team become a club?
There were a group of students in fall of 2022. They decided they wanted to start the club. They enjoyed playing pickleball outside of school and saw like an opportunity to create a club. So they met with the school, and in December of 2022, it was approved. And then February of 2023 was the first time there were practices on campus.
And how many people are on the team now?
On our competitive team, that's the team that goes to tournaments and you have to try out. There are about 50 of us on that team, but in general, there are around like 300 people in the club.
What's the difference between the competitive team and the just playing for fun?
For the competitive team, you have the opportunity to attend tournaments, and you also are able to attend a smaller practice once a week with more competitive play. And there's not as many like beginners on the competitive team. You have to be at a more advanced level.
So you have to audition to be on the competitive team?
Yeah, we have tryouts. We have them at the beginning of this semester, and we'll have some more at the beginning of the spring semester.
So anyone can join the regular team, and then it's just a matter of skill for the competitive team?
Yeah, for our open practices, we have practice 4 times a week. We just have a $20 fee to play, but that covers the whole semester.
Oh, okay.
And that's just so that like we can afford our nets and balls and paddles and stuff that we have to use. But we have open practices 4 times a week where everyone is welcome to just stop by.
And does everyone have to go to every single practice, or is it just kind of like come as you wish?
No, it's very casual. You can just show up whenever you feel like it. Some people show up like once a month. Other people are there every day. It's just really up to you and how you're feeling. I would say like when it's a lot nicer out, especially at the beginning of the semester, it was warm, not as much work.
That makes sense.
And we had like 60 or 70 people showing up to practice. But now that it's like cold, it gets dark out early. We're still playing outside. There'll maybe be like 12 or 16 of us.
And where do you fall? Do you try to go every day or?
Because I've been prepping for nationals, I've been trying to go every day. And then also just being on the exec board, I have like more responsibility. So I like to go to help set up and clean up the courts. Mm-hmm. And so I try to go like every day we have practice. But unless like I have another obligation.
What are the practices like? How do they run?
Our open practices are like very casual. It's just pickup games really, where it's just, you kind of just play with whoever, like there's an opening on a court, you kind of just hop in and play. And then for our more competitive practices, like you keep a closer eye on the score, and it's just a higher level of play. But the open practices are just very casual, just kind of hitting the ball around and spending time outside.
And how do the regional tournaments run?
So with those, you can sign up to really go to any of them. Mm-hmm. We have gone to the one in Ohio, and we went to one in Michigan earlier this semester too. And with those, there are not as many schools there. There are probably like 6 to 8 schools. So it's a smaller scale. I'm excited to see like what nationals will be like, because it'll be a much larger scale. Right. But regionals, you just play with you play against other schools, and the more you win, the higher up you go.
I'm sure nationals is going to be very exciting. And what do you do as your role as marketing chair? I help run social media. I have been facilitating brand partnerships, like whether it's like I'm reaching out to brands or brands are reaching out to me. Mm-hmm. I've helped with getting merch created. I design it and order it. I also like PR stuff. Like if brands want to send us stuff like paddles or balls or something, I'll facilitate that and like be in contact with the brands. Okay. And how many people are on the executive board?
There are 8 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long is the pickleball season?
It's really year round. Mm-hmm. It's like with it becoming such a popular sport, right? There's a lot more like indoor courts available. So after Thanksgiving, we're going to transition into more indoor courts. Once a week, we go out to Bounce Pickleball in Malvern. They have really nice indoor courts. But on campus, we'll just go inside to gyms and set up there. And then in warmer months, there are places around campus that we can set up, but there are also a lot of like local outdoor pickleball courts. So we can play year round, really.
That's nice. And do you see the team continuing? It seems like there's a lot of members.
Yeah, I have been like really pleased and excited with the success of the team this semester. It really blew up, I would say, at the beginning of the semester. And I think we have like a really exciting future ahead of us. I think we're just going to keep playing, and we're just going to have like more regional tournaments, but as well, we're planning tournaments with like other universities. So I think we'll be able to grow a lot.
Great. And you said you play with your family. That's how you started playing. Who kind of started that?
Yeah, it was something that my mom started doing. She's always played tennis, and where like we played tennis, they started having like a summer pickleball league. So she started doing that, and then one summer on vacation, she just bought some paddles and we played while on vacation. And I think once like COVID hit, we needed something to do that was outdoors,
Right.
and something to pass the time. So my family and then some of like my friends, we would just all go play pickleball.
So which do you prefer, tennis or pickleball?
I personally prefer playing pickleball, probably because I'm better at pickleball than tennis. But I think there are definitely advantages to both, but pickleball is more beginner friendly and in some ways can be more accessible just because it can be a lot easier to play.
So why would you recommend pickleball for someone to play to start?
I think it is a great way to meet people, especially like for college students, or if like you've recently graduated and moved to a new city. It's so easy to just meet people because you're playing doubles and you're automatically like partnered up with someone and having to work together as a team. And it's just such a great way to like get to know someone because you're having to work somewhat intimately to win.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Betty, and good luck at Nationals.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's all for the lineup. I'm Loghan Herkey, and see you again soon.